Alright guys, this video is a little shorter today.
This video is brought to you by...
This video is brought to you by Skillshare.
The letter S for stork, who is what is drawing, painting things.
That's a crane.
Now.
Yeah, it's a crane. Don't you know, John? Suru means crane. Welcome back, YouTube. This is Ghostsuru, and we're doing another episode of Draw With Me. This is a weekly show that we do where we just draw something from a prompt and we share it with each other. This week our prompt was Fantastic Beasts, and John had a harpy, Alex had a werewolf, and Kira had Hound of Hell, and I had a stinky bugbear. Anyway, on with the video.
Okay. So, as you can kind of tell by that small icon in the corner, I may have cheated just a little bit this week.
Cheated a little, huh?
Is that a Pokemon?
Just a
Yes,
little.
it's a Pokemon.
Maybe. What? No, it's not any sort of brand name anything. What are you talking
I
about?
was gonna say, because it's not sexy enough to be a Digimon.
But yeah, no. I ended up going, Hellhound. Ooh, I could draw a really dark, terrible Hellhound. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna be mean because I had so much footage from last time. I'm gonna do something a little bit simpler. And I did the Hellhound of the Pokemon world. So, yeah. And as you can see, I kind of just start off drawing my face for my idea for how I want to pose it, and I start in from there. I was trying to go for a little bit softer outline, so I didn't want to do any of the heavy black outline like I did for the picture of Weil for last time. So I tried to stay to more colorful lines versus just the black. Other than that, I did have the reference on the side there to remember all the little details that I would need to make a somewhat more precise Houndoom. At one point, I ended up skipping one of his details just because I was kind of running out of room and it was getting a little bit messy.
What was it that you skipped?
He has those little braces on his ankles, and I did the ones on the front paws, but I didn't do the ones on the back paws.
Oh, I didn't
But you'll
even
see me
notice.
try and draw them in and then get rid of them. Because with all 3 feet back there, it was just too much.
Yeah.
I was like, artistic decision, gone.
Looks very clean.
Yep.
I hate the layer
this-
thing, by the way, because it's like, hey, it's a dog. Now it's a dog without stripes. No, it's just the stripes.
I play with my layers a lot when I'm working as far as like trying to find where each thing is. But it's something where, for me, if I don't break every little section down into a separate layer, I will eventually accidentally erase something, and then I will be so angry at myself.
Toe beans.
See, for me...
Look, little heart-shaped toe beans.
For me, I accidentally will paint something and I can't get the exact, like, airbrushed effect that I did originally. And then it's like, oh, well, now I can't do it because, you know, this layer on top of this layer and it was airbrushed looked this way.
Ah, just feet.
Just feet. At that point, I think I was trying to find the different layers so that I knew what was where, so I knew what I could start deleting and removing as I was adding in my next layers of colors for the next sets of lines.
I've definitely caught myself in the trap of, okay, I didn't make this on a separate layer, and now I need to delete it because it doesn't work here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On that meme, you guys are using layers?
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, what I'm drawing is rather straightforward. I decided to make it all sorts of cute and chibi so that I would have less detailing to kind of go over. We figured out, well, I guess I should say, Ghost figured out how to cut the video's time down a lot better now. So my next video, I'll have a much longer drawing, probably, more than likely. Yeah, definitely. But This one I
Faster,
tried
though.
to keep chibi and simple so that I could just make it nice and easy.
I liked the, I'm outlining where I'm going to use the fill tool, and then bam, he's filled in.
That's because all my coloring is on a separate layer. I have all my coloring underneath all my different lines. And so since I didn't have a barrier, I had to make the lines first and then color in. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there was anything in particular that I struggled with while I was working on this guy. Other than deciding to get rid of the back cuffs on his feet, I think everything with this guy went rather smoothly.
He's going to a fancy party. He needs the cufflinks.
Fancy.
No, he doesn't. He canceled it. He wants to stay at home.
But he's
a
feeling
hound dude. He doesn't care about staying at home. He does look so fancy, though, with the way that he's got his paw.
He's like,
Please, sir, can I have some more?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
the one thing that I ended up being kind of sad about this while I was working on him, I so badly wanted to kind of give him like derpy ears of some sort, but his original design doesn't actually have ears, so I just had to be kind of sad and left it as it was.
You know, you could have done the, creative liberty, you know what I mean? I mean, artists
Could've.
can draw whatever you want.
I mean, true. I did leave off the hind leg cufflinks, so,
I am
Working on my
so happy that the way that I did this file so that you guys can see it actually doesn't result in freezing. Because that's just the annoying thing with Vegas right now, is that it just keeps dying randomly.
Hopefully we'll get it figured out one of these days.
I don't think there's any way to fix Vegas.
True. See, I think at this point, I was just doing some extra detailing. I was making sure that his claws look sharp.
And that
You
you
can
can
see
see
his
him.
toes a little bit better.
Well, he is terrifying, let me tell you.
He's terrifyingly cute.
He's asking for more soup, Alex. Obviously, he's terrifying.
Look at his little... Blah, 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 blah. His little tongue.
His little girly
Oh, is that
tongue.
what they call this?
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. He's a dog, okay? They're not cute like cats where it's just a blip. It's a blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha. I was just not aware of the
It's his
technical
drool
term.
factory. Let's see. I think I'm at the point now where, if I remember correctly, I was touching up the shading, and then I should make my not very fancy background in a minute.
Oh, by the way, I like the way you did the background because I don't know if it was airbrush or sponged or whatever it was that you were using, but like it left some of the transparency.
The textures, yep.
Yeah, so it looks like actual grass when you put it on a black background.
For me, yeah, I kind of liked it. I think for that one, it was the chalk tool, which I ended up using again.
Nice. Yeah, no, it definitely, on a black background, it looks like it's on grass for sure. Like it's textured.
Making the
Hey,
white part
Alex,
a little bit wider to match it.
Yeah.
you ever get the feeling that Shayna and Kira are just flexing on us?
No.
All of the time, yes.
Never.
You know, if you don't like it.
I'm like, oh yeah, sponges and chop tools. I know them well. I'm like, I know how to use the illuminate tool now.
The brighten tool.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
I don't have that on GIMP.
Well, it turns out Krita is free, by the way, so you could download Krita.
woo!
But yeah, so when it's on that transparent background, like, you think, oh, it's really see-through, that's not gonna look good, she's gotta fix it. And then, like, when she puts it, you know, the
On
computer,
something dark.
yeah, the computer just automatically gives you a black background when it's in Discord, right? Because it's a transparent background. So it looks good when it's doing that.
You know, I really liked these flowers, and then I hated them so much because I was like, oh, I should outline them. I was like, crap, I can't outline the stems and the leaves, but I'll just do the flowers and call it good.
I think they look good.
Yeah, that's good enough. Besides, the focus really isn't supposed to be on the flowers. It really is supposed to be on Mr. Houndoom.
With his little blah, blah, blah.
Yes. And his heart-shaped 2 beans.
It's very cute. Very cute.
Very, very cute.
Woo.
Oh, it's mine, huh?
Yeah, and
Yep.
this is where it started, I guess?
Yeah, I started out with the basic outline because even to get to this point, I had redone it like 20 times. And I'm like, all right, this is kind of the pose we're going with. We're going to start here.
Oh, so you grouped the dogs together. I see, Shayna.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, that was
so
first.
it's based on submissions. So Kira was first, then it was Alex.
Ah, gotcha.
We were hot on the trail of making sure we
Shut
get
up,
the...
Stripey!
That wasn't actually our cat.
That was
Kira?
actually Chester.
Shut up,
Sorry.
Chester, you adorable bastard.
He says he wants to leave the room right now when nobody can reach the door.
Kira.
Flash a picture of
So
Chester.
Alex, did you have to use a reference or did you just like feel it out?
Yeah, I just feeled it out.
Field it out.
I feel
Yes.
it.
Alex,
With
it
his
sounds like you
feelers.
spoke with too much of the... blah, blah, blah.
So I had I went through quite a few ideas in my head before I settled on this one. This is kind of my all right, let's not go too crazy. I had considered like a werewolf on the moon in like a full astronaut uniform
Oh, wow.
because he would be on the moon, so it'd be like its own thing.
Because let's not go crazy, right?
Right.
yeah.
And then I'm like, well, if he was in a spacesuit, you couldn't really see the werewolf very much, so that would defeat the point. But the moon could be made of cheese, so I was on the fence about that one for a while.
What's cheese got to do with wolves?
Wolves
The
love
moon.
cheese. That's why
They do.
the moon is made of cheese, Shay. That's why the werewolves like it.
Everybody loves
Yes.
cheese, Shayna.
Yeah, and if a werewolf eats cheese on a full moon, even if they're inside, they turn into a wolf. Everyone knows this. Anyways.
I don't know. I think your explanation may have been a little cheesy.
So anyways, what I settled on was a werewolf moonbathing on the beach.
Moonbathing on the beach.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's what we went for. So yeah, his left foot ends up being a bit of a brick, and it stays that way. But I'm okay with it.
That's fine. I mean, it doesn't super destroy the perspective, I guess, because it does
Yeah.
look like it.
It's
One's
closer.
bigger,
Yeah,
one's a little
closer.
bit.
Yeah, it is closer to the camera, so I'm like, good enough. He's got werewolves have big feet anyway, so and it's kind of a more cartoony drawing.
Oh
so-
my god, the sandals!
Yeah, well, yeah, he's not gonna go barefoot. He's a wolf.
He's not gonna go wolf foot.
Nah. He's got to protect them toe beans on that hot, hot beach sand.
Well, the cold beach sand.
Yes.
This was very detailed, by the way. You put a lot of thought into this to make sure that it looked like what it should.
Is that a heart?
Yes, yes, it is.
Alcoholic
No,
beverage?
Yeah.
it's a beverage, John. It is not a heart. It is a beverage. You'll see in a minute.
It's a heart with a straw. That
Yeah.
happens in the aortic valve.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
had like looked at it
Oh
from
my God, I
afar, and I'm
love it.
like, it might not look like enough of a heart, so I need to give it more detail. It'll be okay.
I'll give it more detail by giving it a straw.
Well, he's
Lord.
not gonna drink it straight out of the heart.
No. Capri Suns, you don't drink it directly from the pouch either.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
I go
you
back
will.
to the heart and add some like blue veins later, but
I'm under the impression
now,
the
moving
heart's
on.
still somehow beating because there's still blood dripping out of the straw.
Yeah.
well, it's definitely still very
Fresh.
full of stuff. Yeah, very fresh. He had a hard night's work and now he's just kind of relaxing, enjoying the spoils of his day.
Or his evening.
His evening, yes.
Yes.
Bold of you to assume it's a he. I see no junk there.
Um,
Because
we
Alex
don't
is
have to go
totally gonna
into
take
it.
the time to draw in junk.
We don't-
Werewolf junk.
He has shorts later on, okay?
yes. I did decide he needed some kind of clothes. And then I was like, well, what the heck is all this, like, squiggly lines in my back? And then I figured out how to erase those. I don't know where I added those in, but
It must have been when you were trying to draw earlier the
Yeah.
outline.
Probably.
I guess I had added in some, like, gray lines versus, like, erasing things.
Yeah.
Mm. I hate it when that happens. I know I do that a lot whenever I work with like the color white or things like that. Because my
that's-
back canvas is white.
Yeah, that's why I
yep,
deliberately...
there's that tool,
Yeah.
Alex.
There's my tool.
It's beautiful.
I deliberately fill the background with gray so that I don't mistake it for other white things, but I still ended up with that problem.
Yeah, understandably.
I think Alex's signature on all of his drawings is gonna be stars.
I was just gonna say that so far Alex has run with a consistent theme of nighttime.
It's
I mean-
true.
I dig it.
And then it was like, okay, well, I want to add some kind of texturing to the wolf, so I was messing around with all the different tools to try and find out what I wanted to use.
I think it worked out in the end. It really.
Yeah, they've got a little like
Share your
hair
legs,
tool.
bro.
And your taste.
And you give boxers to the junkless wolf, right? Yep, right here.
There it
They're,
goes.
they're beach shorts, excuse me. But yeah, I knew the glow tool was going to work really well for the moon as well as the, I don't know what you call those, suntan.
Reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
It just occurred to me, what's the white thing? Oh, is this supposed to be strings?
That's
Yes.
Werewolf Waldo. Oh yeah, on his shorts.
Yeah, okay.
And then,
No,
yeah,
what's
this
the
is
white thing on his
Werewolf
hat?
Waldo.
You get rid of
called
it
a
though at one
stripe.
point, don't you?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna keep the Werewolf Waldo, but I was just playing with it.
Because you knew you were recording and I would keep it in.
Right. I also considered Werewolf in the World as Carmen Sandiego.
Mhm.
Yes. Give him a
You-
great big floppy hat. But then that would have been the purpose of a
Oh,
moonbathing.
you could put the coat and the hat in the background of another chair or something.
Could have done that.
Haven't you seen those really fancy sun hats that the really fancy women wear?
Yes.
That are all floppy and I love them to death.
I look
Don't
terrible
like
in them.
them. Yeah.
I love the
Ye-
floppy hats.
You gotta have a very specific look to pull that off, I think.
I don't care.
Yep.
I love them.
But yeah, all in all, I was pretty happy with the way it turned out for being just kind of a silly take on a werewolf.
I dig it. I really
then-
do.
And then I finally went back, I think, after all of this, and I fixed the chair up a little bit. Because it's just kind of an outline of a chair.
I like the heart smoothie.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
hmm
He's so squinty.
He's like, he's just
He's
kind
got the
of
happy
resting
eyes.
his eyes, enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Maybe howling at the moon a little bit, you know? He's having a good old time.
You can't see it in screen, but just off screen, he's got a not a beatbox, a jukebox? Yes, a jukebox making noise in the background somewhere.
hmm
Oh, going back and
I
adding
did
in
have
a
a
tail.
problem with was his tail looked like a different color from everything else. but it was the same color. It just looks a lot lighter.
It could be a number of things. It could have been the opacity. It could have been the fact that you use the brighten tool
The
so
fur
close
tool.
to it.
I'd used the brighten on a different layer though,
Oh.
Hmm.
so it didn't affect some of the other things. So I don't know. See, that looks a lot more like the color that everything else was, but I ended up doing a couple colors on his tail anyway. But I feel like the whole thing should have been a little darker. If I was going to change anything about the drawing, I think it'd be that.
Oh no, he tucks his tail during the daytime, which is why it's not so tanned.
Well, during the daytime, he's a human.
This is also true.
He tucks his tail in at night, so he's not tanned on his tail. It's a tan line.
Okay, yeah, that's why he's got it.
Miss
Yeah,
Danline.
I can give that.
Can't we just say it's genetics? He just has a lighter tail than the rest of his body.
No.
No,
I know it.
it doesn't work that way.
I mean, it
It's
does.
tan lines.
It does.
You rarely get a day off, Shady. He finally got a day off to tan.
And he's like, oh boy, look at that tail. It needs some work.
but yeah, that's basically it. It was just a cute little drawing. It was kind of fun to do.
It is cute.
It looks great. I love it.
All right, John.
Thank you for using the one you drew, by the way. Honestly, the only part that I was really fine with at the end of this whole thing is going to be the face, but I revamped the face multiple times. And then at one point, I actually was just like, and you'll see it. I think Shayna kept it in the recording, because typically harpies are women, but I wanted to get, because I'm not super good yet with the drawing stuff, I wanted to get more of like a, I guess, aggressive looking character.
So that you can get away with some of the more harsh lines or things like that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because like
fair.
once I get to the rest of the body, you'll see I'm like, huh, boob? No, never mind. And it was pretty funny to me when I got to that part.
That's fair. And who knows? Maybe it could be the rare male harpy.
It could be.
Which is a thing. Like, guy angels are a thing in magic, for example.
You definitely did a very good job of making something very fierce.
Angry
did
those
try
eyebrows
sketch-
are.
Honestly, like, I was really proud with how easily I got the eyebrows. Everything else was difficult, but the eyebrows were easy.
I think the face looks good.
I like the movement of the hair, because that looks really cool. And second, I like how you
The
did
eyes scared me a little
different
bit.
colors.
Yeah, different colors.
Because the eyes scare me a little bit because I got the little red squiggly lines in there too. Like he's cracked out and pissed. But yeah, you can definitely tell I actually took a bit more time on like the face and stuff than everything else. But like because of the feathers and junk, and I don't have all the fancy tools, or I haven't, taken the time to learn all the fancy tools yet, it was pretty difficult.
So you did the feathers.
And you said it was really hard for you, correct? I have to
Yeah,
agree with that. Even
because
for like
detail on feathers. Oh yeah, and this is where we're gonna see boob. No, never mind.
fair.
It should be coming up here soon.
Well, I wish you luck when we get there, but yeah, no, for feathers, even for like me, it's something where feathers can be still difficult. Unfortunately, it really is just that repetition of that shape over and over and over and over again
Yeah.
that it just gets frustrating.
Yeah, I honestly wish I had Krita over Gimp because just seeing the stuff you can do with Krita, I feel it would make more sense to me.
This sounds like a challenge. I am going to download GIMP, and I am going to draw in GIMP, because see that avatar in the corner there, John? You can do that in GIMP. Which, there are some things in GIMP that you sort of can't do in Krita.
Every tool and platform thing has a couple of like specialty tools and such. Working on the feather.
But yeah, lots of feathers.
Yes.
Lots of time taken on said feathers. So, and I actually really like the last time I was just drawing in complete silence. This time I was like, I'm gonna listen to some music and see.
Music's always
See if it
helpful.
helps you at all. Sometimes it can be very inspiring. Sometimes it's just something that helps keep you focused, especially if you're just listening to something that you're super familiar with.
I did want to say that I really liked the claws.
I mean, they could have looked better, but I mean, the whole thing. Oh, here we go. I think this is the part.
Well, first you're gonna draw the legs, John.
Legs.
You're so worried about the boob part. Don't worry about the boob
Because
part.
it was funny. Because it was like draw, undo,
I mean,
and I made the legs way too skinny, so I do alter that a little bit, I believe. This was like a week ago, so and then Alex got sick.
yeah, we've had some issues behind the scenes. Oh,
Yeah.
all
like,
the
he was a little
layers were gone.
confused. Now, I really feel like that the way that you drew the hips and the stomach there was fine.
Yeah, getting the whole body was a little difficult for me.
Well, honestly, a mix between a bird and a human body is kind of a weird juxtaposition anyway.
Yeah, I was
This is
trying to
very
find like
true.
the high thigh of the bird.
Everyone
You're a
loves
thigh
the
man, huh?
everyone loves the drumsticks and thighs on birds anyway.
I'm more of
Yes.
a breast man myself.
Ew.
Ha.
Breasts are dry.
Which is why he decided he didn't want them in his drawing.
Wow, Kira.
You started it. Boob!
But yeah, feathers are honestly the biggest part that took. Like you can actually see, I get a little quicker here because I feel a little more comfortable about it.
Mm-hmm. By this point in time, if it had been me, I would have been going, you know what? Screw it. It's feathers. Let's just make loopy loops and just go. Loopy loops. Go. More loopy loops. Go.
That is
Yeah,
basically what he did.
Yeah, I still haven't experimented with GIMP too much because I know there's different textures, and I know there's probably one that would work for this, but
It's debatable. I know that there's lots of texture brushes for like fur and such. I don't think there's anything that's actually out there for feathers. Ooh, it's thundering where I live. Sorry about that.
We didn't hear it.
remember the time that you heard it on our mic, Alex?
That was fun.
The thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loud clap. Followed by, we might lose power.
And we did.
You did. So you guys were really good at predicting that.
Oh, you went through and manually used fill tool in each of these feathers.
Yeah, I was a fucking dumbass.
That's why you read a layer.
About halfway, I'm just like, why the fuck did I not just fill before and then draw the feathers after?
You know, halfway
Yep.
you could have still filled.
For me, that's why I color as I do. I make sure I draw on an
forgot I
upper
did
layer and then return to do all my coloring underneath. It also helps prevent that little bit of white line that you see on the inside where it doesn't fill quite right.
Yeah, I was wondering, how do you get rid of that white line?
You don't.
You do a different layer and you paint under your drawing layer instead of filling tool.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that little bit of white line is there because of how the computer is making your brush strokes look more smooth and even versus super pixelated and grainy. And so there's still individual squares in there that are very light gray and kind of dark gray and things like that, which leaves that weird white line.
Yep. So how do you feel about your drawing?
Well, okay.
I mean,
I'm happy with everything, the head and up.
fair.
With the head and up.
So the head, the
Out
hair,
there.
the claws, got it.
Well,
Alright.
boogeyman?
And
So First off, I'm going to say that this is me kind of half-assing my thing for 2 reasons. A, I was in intense pain, and B, I really didn't want to do this drawing.
So you were in intense pain times 2, gotcha.
And then when I was looking for like reference or inspiration for how to draw a bugbear, it turns out that the name bugbear eventually turned into boogeyman. So bugbears are kind of
The boogeyman.
yeah. They were originally the boogeyman, or are the original boogeyman. So I tried to do my best to make him as creepy as possible.
I'd say you kind of toppled it that way a little bit. That's fair.
Yeah.
After all, I drew Houndoom.
And I really wanted his nose to look like a bat nose, you know, or a goblinish nose. But after a while, I was like, nope, it's gotta be sort of a bear nose. So I went in there and I made it almost a bear-like nose. I couldn't get the hair exactly right because I wasn't really trying.
It looks like all of you went with the cartoonish route, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of smoother lines on everything. I mean, Alex's
Sometimes
guy
that's the
was
fun route to
freaking
go.
moonbathing and wearing shorts.
It was ferocious, and you know it.
I had a tough time with the ears. I added some little stuff to his face to give him like a pock-marky looking face or whatever.
I'm getting that feeling again that I asked Alex about earlier, about how Shayna and Kira are just flexing on us. Because, I mean, this is, and I quote, I went half-ass on my drawing.
I did not try very hard on this.
Monobrow.
No, he's supposed to.
That's
Bugbears.
amazing.
It's an angry eyebrow.
Yeah, bugbears are supposed to be ugly, remember? So he has to have a monobrow.
And you have insulted everyone with a monobrow ever.
It just. Okay.
But yeah, no, I would say it's just the really fierce, angry eyebrows. He's so angry that they've knitted themselves together.
Honestly, the rest of this is just basically me cleaning up. It's not super interesting. It was
Fair.
really annoying because this was at the point where I was like, I give up. I don't really like what I'm drawing, and I just want it to be done. So I just spent the rest of the time cleaning.
So funny, because I sent you a picture of the bugbear from My Little Pony, which is literally a bear combined with a bug. And
Which
I was
would
like,
be really
this
cute.
will help give her. Yeah, I was like, this will totally help give her inspiration, so she doesn't feel quite so bad about what she has to draw. Apparently not.
I was hurting, though, so I just wanted to be
True.
done.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's me for this upcoming photo. And kind of me for that first one.
For the first one?
I was just very not into what I was drawing, and it was hurting my soul.
I imagine this guy is like some kind of chieftain or something. I don't know.
We call him Chief George.
Chief George?
Yes.
Why
Chief
George?
George.
Because that name exudes power.
Yes.
John's right.
Just
George
think of
is,
George W.
top
Bush and
10
George
Scrum
Washington and George D. Undies.
George is also the name of my computer.
Nice.
I think I did some shading too. But not a lot of shading. Like cell shading this time. Because I actually wanted to actively try to do something that I wasn't used to. So instead of painting, I did do some airbrushing, but instead of painting, I did cell shading. And I do a little bit of more coloring to the tusks, just to give them more, I don't know, depth.
Definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one on the right side definitely bothered me the entire time I was drawing, and I was like, nope, I'm not going in and fixing it.
Fixing it.
Because it's smaller.
It's gonna have to hang out there.
Yeah, it's just gonna stay there.
Well, I mean, tusks in general have a tendency to grow
It
asymmetrical.
could just literally be that.
True.
Yeah. This is true.
But
Either that, or he's the one bugbear from the tribe who needs a good dentist.
As an artist, though, it's just that nervous, like, tick that you have. You're like, I want to fix what's wrong. I spent too much time defining
I totally
his little...
get it.
Yeah. I spent too much time defining the little metal... I don't even know what those things would be called, but basically they're just, like, hair rings or something.
Hair clips. Yeah. They're hair ties. They're hair clips.
It's not a hair tie.
Hair tubes.
They're permanent hair ties.
Hair tubes.
Hair tubes.
Hair tunnels.
You think
Maybe like a hair bead.
Oh, yeah, there's probably a bead. I think I like the way the one on the right side looks the most, maybe.
Well, it might not be your kind of character, Shay, but I think it turned out really, really well.
I thought it turned out okay, and that's why I was alright with leaving it and not coming back. But
Fair.
I just don't feel great about it. But thanks anyway.
Like the only
Hey,
thing
if
that
your
would make it
option
more
was going
badass-
for... If you were going for scary, ugly monster, you got scary, ugly monster.
Yay.
So, I mean, there
You
you
should
go.
have given him like a leather coat and then sunglasses.
Leather coat and
Yes.
sunglasses.
And then wrote on the side, deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the end of the video, guys, where we decide what we're drawing for the next week. We have already done a poll on Discord and decided that we are going to draw whatever we feel inspired to do. Kira, what did you decide to draw on? Do you know?
See, I ended up drawing a, anthropomorphic character like Weil. So I made a little bee girl. And I plan on doing a background with her as well, making it a full setting, but we'll see if I actually do the background.
Okay. Alex?
So, I really wanted to do something like Zodiac inspired. So I ended up doing a Scorpio dragon.
Nice.
Nice.
John?
I have yet to settle and I have yet to start.
Shame on you.
I have yet to
But
start.
I only just started about a couple hours before this recording started,
Wow.
so...
Don't give me a hard time.
No, I'm not giving you a hard time. Psh, no.
I haven't figured out what I'm doing with mine 100% either. However, I have been very inspired to draw an action pose, which is something that I like doing a lot, where it's characters with weapons or something. This one in particular, I'm thinking of drawing Shao from Genshin Impact, or one of my own original characters who also wields a spear, and referencing a pose that Shao does from Genshin Impact. So I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. So we're somewhat decided on what we're gonna do. We'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Bye. Your best friend's a jerk.
Yes, she is. Yeah, no, I warn people all the time that I'm evil. And nobody believes me. They're like, oh, you're so cute. And then they get to know me, and then they're like, wow, never mind.
Kira, you are cute. Be quiet.
Silence, I am not cute. I am the dark evil overlord of the underworld.
I guess
That's why you chose a
don't-
Pokemon for your Hellhound.
Yes.
I looked at a Poro right when she said that, and I was like, the voice works for a Poro for some reason. I am evil.
You do look well formed, even though you went through the quake.
We're losing Kira, guys.
I am Kirabot.
The robots are taking over.
AI has officially won.
They started in Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh, and welcome to the drawing.
To the
My name is insert name here.
Insert
Sorry.
username here.
Technical difficulties.
Click on all the pictures that have airplanes in them.
To identify yourself as a real human.
Hint, it's a vehicle.
Hint, it's usually in the sky.